with the Pokemon Presents happening this month in July, we are definitely going to get a bunch of information on Legends Z-A. But if you're impatient like me and you want a recap of all the leaks that's happened so far, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'll go over everything that has supposedly been leaked for Legends Z-A. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, the Pokemon Presents is scheduled for July 22nd. That's this month. And though we don't know what exactly they're going to be talking about, they probably will be talking about their next big Pokemon game. The last time we saw Legends Z-A was 4 months ago, where we got an extended look of not only the Switch 1 version, but the Switch 2 version. And God, the closer we get to this game, the more excited I get. And honestly, that's just me when it comes to Pokemon. My excitement comes in waves where I kind of forget about it, and then like once I remember it, I get into it. And I'm starting to get right back into it, especially with the Presents on the right around the corner. So this is your final warning, by the way. I'm going to be talking about all the leaks that have been out so far regarding Legends Z-A. These leaks come from 3 specific leakers: Central Leaks, Ball Guy, and PRO. And you might be wondering, this doesn't say PRO. I'll get into that in a second. But Ball Guy and Central Leaks are kind of very active when it comes to like the leaking scene. I know they like doing riddles. Central Leaks more collects rumors and leaks and then posts them, but also gets inside information because of their popularity. When it comes to PRO, they are known to actually be very accurate, to the point where PRO actually left the whole leaking scene a while ago, I believe like midway or even at the beginning of the Scarlet and Violet life cycle, but did return back in 2024. But now you go onto their account. I don't know when this happened, but apparently he's not a leaker. He says everything is not true. He does this all the time. So like, it's hard to say what, and the thing is like everything he has said before in the past has proven to be true. I know he was a prominent Smash leaker. He's a prominent Pokemon leaker, and he clearly has inside information. And this is where we get most of our information from, with Ball Guy corroborating it and Central Leaks providing more information. When it comes to Ball Guy, his track record when it comes to leaks is very shoddy. When it came to like post Sword and Shield, when it came to the DLC, Ball Guy, honestly, track record was on point. He clearly had inside information, but something might have changed when going into Scarlet and Violet, because most of his quote unquote leaks weren't actually true. And I swear, guys, I've been trying to find old Scarlet and Violet leaks, but with the internet right now, it literally, I cannot find any. But almost like half of his predictions, or I would actually just call them predictions, because they were like very safe leaks that then turned out to either be true or false. So I guess take what he says with a grain of salt, but then again, he just kind of reiterates what PRO is saying. So what has all these leakers been saying? I'm going to go over to Central Leaks that kind of summarized everything. The biggest one of these leaks is a list of 26 new Mega Evolutions for Legends Z-A. And this makes sense. If we're going back to Kalos, the home of the Mega Evolution, why wouldn't we get more forms or Mega Evolutions? This is like the main leak that's been happening throughout the life cycle of the anticipation of Legends Z-A. So let's get into it. I'm going to be using this website called PokeOS for nice graphics regarding all of the leaks, and then we'll also go into some 3D renders of each of the Mega Evolutions. So again, spoiler warning. But right now there is 27 Mega Evolutions confirmed, 26 plus a kind of special one. And 26 to 27 is an interesting number because of course the English alphabet, Z through A, is 26 letters. And personally, when I first saw these leaks, I thought it would be super cool if they had one for the start of each Pokemon's name, if that makes sense. So like Crafty being S or Zygarde being Z and stuff like that. But unfortunately, since Pokemon have different names in different countries, different regions, that wouldn't really make sense. But here we have all the leaked Pokemon that are getting Mega. And we have multiple updates, the most recent one being March 26. It says, one of the few certainties that we thought we had seems to have just vanished. Mega Zygarde might no longer be a part of the 27 new Mega Evolutions. And Zygarde was a part of a different leak when it came to the Terra leak. where a leaker named Ohomori, who kind of had access to the Terra leak, said, "The anime people probably don't know, but we've created a Mega Zero Aura and such on our side. So from our perspective, if they're going to use Zero Aura, we'd like them to use that. We'll need to coordinate timing and such, but is that okay?" And since it comes from the Central League and it's kind of more anime oriented, I think Zero Aura is a more anime oriented Pokemon. Like most mythicals, it kind of makes sense that this was kind of being left out, or that isn't really in this main batch of leaks. Before we get into all the Mega Evolutions though, so far there have been no mentions of any regional forms. So no Kalosian Pokemon in the game, which I honestly think is a little unfortunate. But I think if they're adding at least 26 Mega Pokemon, it would make sense that they don't have any extra special Pokemon, especially because this is also in the future of, you know, what we normally play. So would it really make sense for Kalosian Pokemon to be there if they weren't there to begin with? That's just my thoughts. I mean, I don't know. They could backpedal. They could be doing a good job hiding it. And the only reason why the Megas is because people have been looking for it. So if you're wondering, these designs are all fan-made and are from people who reportedly have seen these models. And the people that have seen these models are supposedly from an early build of the game that got leaked out during the Terra leak. The build files were distributed to around 1,000 people, so it makes sense that, you know, we're kind of hearing about these models now. And multiple leakers, like I mentioned before, have corroborated each other, saying that, you know, what they have seen is similar to what other people are mentioning. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're not going to go too in detail, but starting with the first one, we have, you know, Mega Clefable, which honestly looks, I can't really get tired of any sort of Mega design. I feel like all of them are gonna look sick. We have Mega Victory Bell, Mega Starmie, which is like one that has had a lot of popularity because apparently of its meme factor. Starmie won't change its type, but will basically grow legs and walk around. As you can see here, we have some sources. Ballguy confirmed the design in March 25th on a Discord server, saying that he will have long legs. And I mean, of course it's gonna look cooler, but I did not expect Starmie to have legs. Apparently this is what it's gonna look like. Another fan favorite that has been leaked out is Mega Dragonite. And this one, I could tell as well, would look super cool in the game, and I think everyone is wanting this as well. I think any sort of Gen 1 Pokemon getting a Mega Evolution will kind of be a massive hit. It is worth noting that all of these are from very early builds of the game. So yet we have confirmed 26 designs that are corroborated by multiple people. We might actually have more, and might actually get regional forms as well. Because this was such an early build of the game, there's still so much that we have yet to know. And we honestly wouldn't have known any of this if it wasn't for the Terra leak that happened a little while ago. Some other Mega Pokemon we have is Mega Meganium, which makes sense because it is one of the starters. Mega Feraligatr, which also makes sense because it is one of the starters. And then we're just waiting for like what, Mega Emboar, and I think that should be sooner up on this list. But we got Mega Skarmory, who turns gold. Mega Frostlass looks awesome. There we have Mega Emboar. And honestly, little quick side tangent, I think out of the three, I think it might be Chikorita, Meganium, I don't know, Feraligatr. Ooh, and I actually have no idea what starter I was going to pick. I was going to tell you guys right now, but I literally have no idea. Mega Excadrill. I love the Gen 5 representation, especially with Mega Crafty, because dang, it looks awesome with like a hooded kind of cloaked figure. Mega Scolipede, a lot of Gen 5 representation when it comes to all of these because we got a Mega Electros. And I really love it because Gen 5 is my generation. I love Gen 5. This is the Pokemon I grew up with, and I'm going to stand for it. And I love to see that we're getting a lot more Gen 5 love in Pokemon Legends Z-A. Mega Chandelure, which I think will be a fan favorite. Mega Chestnut. And this goes into the original starters of the Fennekin, Froakie, and I forgot the other one just now. But this is kind of obvious. I think we all were also thinking that, of course, the original Kalos starters would get Mega Evolutions. It would be crazy if they didn't. And then here we have Mega Delphox, which honestly, I can't wait to play with all these Megas, and it's unfortunate. I'm hoping we could just use all megas, because apparently it is also rumored, this isn't really a leak, that mega would actually be kind of like an energy kind of bar system where you know, mega evolve your Pokemon, and then there's going to be like a gauge where then it like goes down until it hits 0, then it de-mega evolves, and then maybe you could do it again once you gain some energy, mega energy or something like that. One that has been corroborated by the Pokemon TCG is Mega Greninja. And what I mean by that is Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia are TCG sets officially revealed featuring return of Mega Evolutions. And this is kind of a reworked version how the card game had originally. But if I remember correctly, there is rumored card that features Mega Greninja. And so the reason why I'm talking about Mega Greninja here is this set should feature Mega Greninja because Pokemon made a trademark for Ninja Spinner, which if you look at this design and you hear Ninja Spinner, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, it just kind of adds more credibility to these leaks. We got Mega Pyroar. I don't really have any much time. Mega Eternal Floette, which makes sense because it's kind of like a key Pokemon in the Legends Z-A storyline. Truthfully, I didn't play much of Kalos, but I do know one of the key trainers in that story has a Floette. So there being a Mega Eternal Floette makes a lot of sense. We have a Mega Malamar, Mega Barbarnacle, and Mega Dragali. Dragali. I know it's Allergy and Dragon. All of these Mega Evolution Pokemon look crazy. And it's exciting seeing that we're getting more. And I thought that was the end. We also got Mega Hawlucha, Mega Zygarde, which makes complete and obvious sense. Mega Zygarde looks most like a Zygarde Complete, but below the Zygarde Complete black armor surrounding the head and neck, it becomes unarmored with a completely green body with white hexagon patterns. And honestly, this looks sick. I think the hint of yellow might be meaning something when it comes in regards to the story. It does hold a big weapon that has significant story implications apparently. So we have yet to see what that actually means. Mega Drampa, Mega Phalanx. And this is actually quite funny because I was about to say, I haven't really seen a lot of Gen 8 and above, but with Mega Phalanx, that solves that issue. And to be honest, I do not think this is it. I think this is a lot of cool Pokemon. And I think these are the first Pokemon that they decided to design for because this is ones that they had the most ideas for. But I could totally see if they have a lot more Mega Pokemon, because if this is an early build of the game and they already have 26 Megas, I can't imagine what the later build of the game looks like. And during the Pokemon Presents, we probably will get like the announcement of 4 of these Mega Pokemon and them not even being the starters, even though we kind of know that the starters should have a Mega Evolution. But it is great to see these fan-made models, and props to the PokeOS team for making something like this that looks very official. I honestly have no idea how I could do that myself. But going into official looking things, I did want to touch upon some 3D renders made by Cardin 8EH, which basically has some 3D models of what the Pokemon might look like in Pokemon Legends Z-A. And this just makes me more excited for the game. And when it comes to all these Mega Evolution Pokemon, it definitely shines light to more Pokemon that I think kind of deserve it. Of course, I think the Kalos starters deserve Mega Evolution. I'm surprised they didn't even get it in their own generation. But it is kind of surprising seeing a lot of the Gen 5 Pokemon getting some love. But when it comes to leaks, that is kind of it. It's mostly all Mega Pokemon. And we can only assume that there is more to come because most of these is coming from a early build of the game. And again, with multiple leakers corroborating and them all saying where they got this information from, being the leak and an early build of Legends Z-A, it makes a lot of sense for these to be real. But it being an early build gives me hope that we might get upwards of 50 Mega Evolution Pokemon. But I might be crazy because I do think the 26 theory plus 26 letters in the alphabet makes a lot of sense. Except when you think about Pokemon being a worldwide game instead of just in the Americas. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Is there anything you want me to talk about in Legends Z-A? Because I would love to keep talking about this game. But these leaks are definitely awesome, and I can't wait to see some of them officially revealed in the Pokemon Presents. Anyways, I'm Crafty1, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.